and Ayipenyi Dopeja, I can never pronounce your name, in Nungwa. Nitojo in Tema Newtown. Nitojo in Tema Newtown. And my one and only Dr. Daps. I don't know if everybody can say Dr. Daps, but it's Dr. Dapa, First American International Clinic. I say thank you, Ebimbre. That's what we say in the palace. I came to do a wonderful health screening at Dumasa, and I will say thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Kalapa. And thank you for always tuning in. I think that's bigger thanks as well. Kwame Akoto, Santa Maria, thank you for tuning in. And Shem, my own brother, Shem and Asantua, thank you for tuning in. Ajiman Joseph, ever faithful, ever sure. Eugenia, Sintin Eddie, ever faithful, ever sure. Ariel Entry, there you are. Good evening to you, sis. Ariel Entry, Dr. Cynthia Tego, advisor and mentor and producer behind the scenes. Dr. Cynthia Tego, good evening to you. Another wonderful show we have ahead for you. And as the saying goes, today, I'm sure last week the phone lines were really messing up. And today's subject is one subject where sorry, a lot of people would want to chip in, and particularly the educationists amongst us, you want to chip in. But before I go, folks, we start the way we start. We start the way we start. Folks, until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting will always glorify the hunter. Until the lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting will always glorify the hunter. Hello and welcome to the most opinionated hour on radio and the nation's thought-provoking hour. I am Nana Ansah Kwao IV, Chief of the Little Republic of Akwemu Edumasa, probably the only republic within the republic that's not breaking away. We are staying in. And I say thank God it's Monday. Folks, Mondays are not the same without a dose of opinion. And that's the reason why we meet up, folks. We meet up as one people on Mondays, right here on Joy 99.7 FM at this time. So make it a point to join us. Folks, and we meet up to think ahead, we meet up to think deep, we meet up to be patriotic, and we meet up to think Ghana, most importantly. Welcome to the ritual I call That's My Opinion. Folks, our topic today, educating our children for what future? Maybe I have to end here and start taking phone calls. Educating our children for what future? Folks, I usually don't talk about my travel experiences. Yeah, every now and then, I may chip in one or two, never go into detail. But on this occasion, folks, permit me to share a worrying observation on my recent travels. Worrying observation on my recent travels. Our concept of schooling, folks, our concept of schooling, education, and what exactly we want from it is a matter of concern and should be brought onto the front burner as a matter of urgency. And concept of learning, beg your pardon, a concept of learning and education and exactly what we want from it should be brought for the front burner as a matter of urgency. As you know, we tell stories. So once upon a time, so the Portuguese land on the shores, they come in here for one reason or the other, they find gold. And they see we have traditional rulers who were very influential here. They set up their forts and realized they can't just do things willy-nilly. They needed to speak to the traditional leaders if they wanted to do anything. And so they set up camp in these forts and set up what they call their schools. And mainly it was to teach the locals their language so they could go to the palaces and work as interpreters. So the first level of education that was there, the main purpose was that we could translate either English or Portuguese or Danish. And that was the aim. Now, when that succeeded, folks, the colonial administration then got bigger. More things were being shipped out, first thing being gold and then slaves, So things were being shipped out and records had to be kept. And so the next level of education was to bring out clerks who could keep records, who could obey instructions, master say 2 + 2, 3 + 3, keep instructions. We also then set in our ways. We had our own form of education, which was set in our ways. And so to take us from our education into this conventional education, the schools had to be set up like military camps. Come in the morning, there was parade, left 10, right 10, about 10. Till this day, I never get the reason of about 10, because you had to do about 10, and then come back and face the teacher. I mean, what about 10 was for, I don't know, but we had about 10. So we go, you had a semi-military drill in the morning, and sometimes you had inspections, and if you failed, you were whipped or caned or ruled, whatever it is, before you get into class. And in the classroom, you all sat down regimentally, one behind the other, and the teacher will come and was literally say after me, A, B, C, D, say after me, A for apple, and then you just repeated what the teacher said. Somehow, that's where we got stuck. At the production of clerks, that military zone to production of clerks, we got stuck. And we just obviously advanced it, added on and added on and added on, but we just had, really advanced clerks. When education was moving into innovation, we didn't catch up. Creation, we didn't catch up. We just expanded our clerical education to the highest level. But folks, the world then moved to industrial age. So people had to manufacture machines and crates. We didn't catch up. But thanks to Kwame Nkrumah and Kutu Achampong, maybe we did a bit. In the industrial age, also started producing things for ourselves. Did a bit, but we slipped back. And slipped back big time. The world still was not a standstill, it was still moving. And then we moved to the information age. Even though maybe we were slow to catch up, but we did well. With the information age. Everybody one way or the other got connected. And I think within Africa, Ghana is doing very well in terms of connectivity. We did well. Could argue about the cost of it, but hey, somehow we didn't do too bad. But folks, within the industrial age and the information age, we had options. You could either plug yourself in or plug yourself out. Till this date, there are people who don't have emails, but are still doing well. Folks, there are people who don't have tractors on their farms, but have plenty farm hands, and they are still, doing well. Okay, maybe on a global stage, you may lack, but on the local stage, you could be doing well. So you have that option. Not wise decision, but we have the option. Is to join the information age or join the industrial age. We have the option. But back to my travels, folks. Now, I haven't been in Ghana since the 9th of July. Since the 9th of July, I've been on the road. And I've been to London. I have been to Basel, I've been to Zurich, been to Paris, back to London, and some other parts of France. And I've been scared and I've been concerned. Folks, I've been scared and been concerned because the speed with which the AI age is coming. And with the AI age, folks, I don't know if we will have that luxury to say, I will join AI or I won't join it. Because the AI age is such that as soon as you are not on it, you are left behind. Folks, so you get to the airport, you check in, you print your boarding pass, you go there and drop your bag and just go on board the plane without meeting anybody. I mean, can you imagine? You get to an airport, check in yourself, drop your bag, walk through security and go. I mean, now if you come from our parts of the world, when you get to the airport, my goodness, it is heavily populated with workers. Heavily populated. No, check in yourself, fly out. Bear in mind, when you're buying the ticket, you didn't meet anybody. You went online, bought the ticket, they just send you an email, and when you get to the airport, you don't even have to show the email. As soon as they see your name, they know you are on that flight. So basically, you can just literally from your home to the plane, the only time you meet a human being is when you're going through security and when you're going to board the flight. Other than that, you don't meet anybody. You arrive at your destination, folks, and you ask, where is everybody? You put your passport in this thing, and if it works, you go through. And then I come back home and I'm thinking, when you come to Ghana, there's an immigration officer to say Akwaba, want to say, let me see your passport. He sees the passport and says, wait here, and then points you to another immigration officer who checks the thing and stamps it, and then another immigration officer who says, welcome. I mean, like literally 3 immigration officers just to stamp your passport and get out. And here you are at an airport with nobody. You scan your passport, you walk through. Only if the scanner refuses your passport, and then they direct you to somebody. The AI age. Folks, I come out of the airport in Basel, got the address to the hotel. Now, if I buy a bus ticket, it's 5 Swiss francs. If I take a taxi, it's about 47 Swiss francs. And I'm standing on this machine. Press 1, press 2, press 3, press 4. And I'm thinking, you know something? I'm 47. Let me go to that taxi before I get lost. Before I get lost. Folks, you get to your hotel, and in the hotel room, there's an iPad thing. And on the iPad, whatever service you want, you request it via the iPad, and you get it. I am saying, will we have the luxury, folks? Are we going to get the luxury to bypass AI and say, India, we'll still stay and do the same thing that we're doing? Because it's a service that people are getting. And they may not choose that long-winded service if there's an AI short, cheaper service elsewhere. Companies may not hire us if AI is there doing the job. And so, folks, if we cast our mind back, those are all the folks, the days of Kodak film, where we talk film, no, gone. Going to buy typewriter, gone. Your typewriter is broken and you need to go and fix it, gone. Telex, I don't know how many of you who are old enough to have it. My father literally had a telex machine in his office. What's telex today? Telegram. What's Telegram today? Well, today when you say Telegram, I think there's a social media platform which is called Telegram. In those days, there was a means of communication called Telegram. Now, going into the future, this is past though. Going into the future, all our children who are in school doing marketing, doing PR, doing accounting, are you sure that in 15 years or maybe 10 years from today, what you are studying in school will be relevant? So, folks, we may be paying school fees only for the next 5, 8 years, and after that, they're useless. There are people studying French. There are people studying German to go and translate. Now, I got to Paris, right? And the Uber driver comes with a Lexus. And I wanted to ask him if that model Lexus was good as a good car. Guy speaks no English, I speak no French. I go to Google Translate. I say whatever it is I want to say. I play it back to him. C'est bon, c'est bon, c'est bon. The guy come, oh, yes, 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 yes. It's a very good car. So if you're in school today, learning French so that you go and become a translator, think about it. A few months ago, I was in Dubai. There's a Ghanaian guy in Dubai, I've forgotten his name. And they call him Nana, and I've forgotten his name. And he gave me this Bluetooth earpiece. And it translates about 60 something languages into English. So once you have the Bluetooth thing in your ear, whatever language somebody is speaking, you hear English. And so if you are learning to become a translator, your job may be risky. But meanwhile, translating was a very, desirable job within the foreign ministries. What they needed people to translate something. Today, they will just give the ambassador or the commissioners, a Bluetooth earset, and whatever it is, it doesn't need anybody to translate anything anymore. So I'm just bringing this, that we should really look at how it is that we are educating our children, because it looks like we are just perfecting the old system. And the old system may not endure. Carry a bunch of people, wipe them in dormitories somewhere, feed them, really unhealthy food. They come out and complain that we didn't even get an egg and all this. And you're thinking, look, people are so far ahead. Now, when we were in Basel, we visited Novartis, big pharmaceutical company. Huge pharmaceutical company. Yeah, the ones that make Coartem. They've made so many innovative medicines. And in one of the displays, they went somewhere where you could just go and sit, and a doctor will just pop up, virtual doctor, and literally diagnose you or walk you through your illness. So even those who are doing medicine today, not that you'll be extinct, but maybe they may not need so many of you. And maybe you'll be competing so much with AI that you will not benefit from that high-end salaries that you do. Folks, maybe ours is this agric thing. Should we really look into this agrarian economy so that we do agric and agric production and chop in that corner? If not, then it means we really have to be in there with this AI thing and training our people to be able to write codes to do the AI or something. Now, so the characteristics of this and the definition of that and the characteristics of this, you'll be completely left out. Folks, there are banks which are just sacking everybody because you can do all the banking on your own. All the banking on your own. You get there, how much money do you want to put in? €1,000, £1,000, $1,000. You click it and just put it in there. It comes up on your phone. You've deposited 1,000. Those of you who are doing marketing, now there are big platforms like Amazon, Temu, Alibaba, huge platforms. And they are so open that if I decide to sell fufu, pastils, and mortar, they don't mind. Just come sell your fufu, pastils, and mortar, give us a bit and go. So there's huge marketing platforms where you don't even now need to go and market your whole thing. People literally go there and search for what they need, and if you have created it, they are there. Now, I'm not too much of an academician. I'm not too much of an educationist, as you all know. But the general view is scary. It's very, very scary. There are thousands and thousands and millions of children we are churning out whose futures are zero. Whatever it is they learned in school, an earpiece will do it. Wakoye French masters. Somebody puts on an earpiece, then your masters rendered zero. Zero. Folks, now they are so pushing on driverless cars where cars will drive themselves. If you are careful, you will even get a driving job. Because people who are rich enough to buy car and hire drivers are going to buy cars that drive themselves. Do who hear you? Who hear you? So putting all this into account, and this is not a future, like I said, unlike the industrial age where, well, you're weeding with a tractor, I'll weed with a hoe and Cadillacs. After all, you may get more than mine, but maybe. But in this case, people are AI for hotel receptionists. So you can't say, as for me, I need a receptionist. People don't even want that wahala. People will now choose holidays, they will choose flights, they will choose airports that are quick, that nobody will come and disturb them. We may not have that luxury that we did during the industrial and the information age. The AI age is brutal. Folks, it is brutal. And we must immediately, folks, we must immediately call those who are educationists together immediately and within the next year, change our course so that children who are in school today are guaranteed to be relevant for the next 50, 100 years. Otherwise, they are just there for the formality. Folks, otherwise, they are just there for the formality. Until it's 9 to 6. I'm afraid if he is gone somewhere, you're also free to go to work. That child's future, it's in jeopardy. That AI age is not going to be forgiven. That AI age, folks, you travel outside, and gone are the days when they had the bus conductor to take it out. When I got to the airport and I went to get to the hotel, if there was a bus conductor, I would have been free. Hey, bus conductor, I'm going here. Can you let me know so that I get up? No problem. Jump on board. No! Press here, press this, press that, press this. How do I even know which stop to get on? I said, forget it. Look what's on the taxi with me. It was scary. Folks, it was scary. And you realize that people are not being employed as much. You get to hotels, huge hotels, and you wonder, are these the only people working here? You want a coffee? You put your cup in there, push whatever coffee you want, get your coffee and go. Whatever it is you want, press something, type something, log on to something. Everybody is on Wi-Fi. You enter any establishment, even to shop, just sometimes even small shops. It's not a big shop. You go there and say, you have Wi-Fi? Say, yes, connect to our Wi-Fi. You go to a restaurant, you have Wi-Fi? Yes, connect to our Wi-Fi while you're eating. Can we have an option in the AI age? If not, then folks, I say, let's get on board now. And you know it, it's 0302 216 541. 0302 216 541. We may not have the luxury, folks. We may not have the luxury we did with the industrial age. We don't have the luxury we did with the information age. With the AI age, is brutal. It is brutal. And it is coming so fast that we must plug ourselves into. Once upon a time, people had video rental shops. You could go into a shop, rent a video cassette, go home, watch it, and bring it back. Today you have Netflix, you have Amazon Prime, you have all these things. And so, who's going to come to your shop to rent a video? Who's going to come to your shop to rent a video? Once upon a time, you had to go to shops, buy an LP or buy a cassette, go home and play. All gone. And so, in the near future, there's going to be so many jobs that people are training for today that will be gone. Gone. Even law, folks. Even law. There are certain aspects of the law where you may not need a lawyer anymore. Just log on online, put in your case, done. Even law. Even law, folks. There will be certain cases, that's even happening now. Happening now. Just log on, put in your case, your case is solved. So I am saying that let's plug ourselves into this AI before it's too late. But Shem is on the line. Hello, my brother Shem.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Nana, I saw me the I said real research now. It's spot on. Just recently, I was having a debate with my wife, and I was telling her there's nothing really new under the sun, because there are some anthills around where we live. And then I asked myself, there's no iron rod in this anthill, that has survived the floods, the bad weather, whatever happened. So human beings see this, and then we go skyscrapers, and then we want to clap for ourselves. And we say that technology belongs to a certain person. So this is my take on what you're saying. Everything that's happening in the world is a facade. We are meant to believe that, like, there's something greater we are supposed to become. But when you really look at it, it is not. We learned how to build dams from beavers. Beavers are the best dam builders. I read a story just recently where they were supposed to spend some amount of money on the dam in America, and then when they went and came, they came to do research. When they came back, the beavers had already done the work the government wanted to do. So this is just we observing natural things around us. When it comes to dolphins, underwater aquatic communication or so, they have it naturally. So when a human being taps into that, we claim that we are advanced technology and we are ahead of time and everything. So what I'm trying to say is this. Yes, it seems like the shift is going to a certain place where Africa or even we the blacks wouldn't have anything to do. But when we go back and we listen, we used to travel on horses. The horse will defecate and it become manure. And then the ground will become fertile and everything. But we claimed consumerism. We wanted to consume, we wanted to create a capitalist economy, so we need to be faster at it. We create vehicles, and the vehicles bring fumes, and today they are telling us that we should dump the fossil fuels and go for electricals. But the electrical vehicle, the batteries as well, are being created with lithium. Lithium is mine, isn't it? So now everything I'm trying to say is this. It's a vicious cycle. We really don't need to go to the speed of somebody who has ruined something, and now he's trying to create a system of, I'm the one with the technology, so everybody should follow me. I hope you get my drift.
I'm good, yeah.
It's like,
so you think we can survive even if we don't join the AI age?
I can, even if we don't join it.
Yeah, I'm asking you.
No. You see, let me answer it this way. We tend to say we have developed economies, right? But it's a lie. You can go to somewhere in Kenya or Ghana somewhere where they will still wear their leather. They are okay, they are comfortable, but by societal standards, we think they are not developed. But the word we are supposed to use rather is industrialized. They are okay. It's not like we are being primitive. You see, sometimes we are we live in Ghana where we have 12 hours of sunlight, but the heat level may be 40 degrees. But the people in the developed countries, where they pave every surface and build skyscrapers with glass, they trap heat, so they get heat waves and the people die. But it's a fine line between humans knowing what we want and then knowing that, no, this is going too far. AI, there's actually nothing called AI, Nana. AI will feed information, you know. So where is that coming from? Me, the way I understand AI is another force, another intelligence imposing itself onto us. But this one, we are the one feeding into that system. So how does it become artificial?
You give it the information, but the speed with which it processes the information surpasses you. So let's say you have an AI reception. It can book in 80, 200 guests within a minute. Whereas if you had one reception or even 5 receptionists there, it will probably take them 2-3 hours to check in 80 people.
Yes, that's true. But if you follow that trajectory as well, then the world is going into anarchy, because the machines will virtually take over every job, and then the human beings will do it. So the people owning or having the universe at their disposal will be the ones who own these technologies. And what do you think will
So
happen to the people down below?
that's the other argument of it as to whether AI is good or bad or whatever. That's the other argument. But all I want to say is that our children going to school today, in 10 years' time, the things they have taught them, would it be applicable?
I get you. It will become obsolete by the time they are done with schooling. I get you perfectly. So we should find a way of having an identity for ourselves where we are able to shed off some of these, in quote, like we create a facade, like that's where we are headed. Oh, the way to walk up, yeah, that's it. But the ozone layer, after moving in any greenhouse there, how many industries are in Ghana that are depleting the ozone layer? All things being equal, we are selling trees illegally and everything. But look at the rate of which you have depleted yours, and now you are putting it on everybody else. I hope you get my gist.
I get you very much. And 0302216541. I really want to hear your take on this one. Wish to get the teachers and the head teachers to come in and tell us. I'm not an educationist, so I fall short on this part. But folks, it's a you found a track. But people would go through school, get to masters, and realize that you don't need it. Done marketing. I am marketing. You pass with first class. There's nothing to market. There are big platforms where people are just putting their goods there. And the platform is well marketed already, so you don't need anything. And so can we shit every time I talk about these skills jobs? We have to say if you talk about skills jobs, then you're dead. But can we look at these skills jobs? But those ones, maybe we can compete with the AI. Bismarck is on the line. Hello, Bismarck.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, sir, Nana.
Good evening, Bismarck.
Yes, I just want to make a bit of a comment.
Let me hear you.
Yes, I am a professional teacher in the public school.
Thank you very much.
And in fact, I just felt I needed to say something to the topic you are discussing this evening.
Sure.
We teach ICT as one of the subjects in the schools.
Okay.
However, what we notice is that it's just a way to let the children write exams, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Can you believe the teacher unions even agree with the government some years ago that the preparation of lesson notes, teachers should do that electronically because we now have gone IT, or the world is moving towards IT. So that instead of the physical preparation of the lessons and presenting it to the school administrator to vet, teachers should do so electronically, either by sending it to the email of the administrator of the school. Trust me, after this agreement, head teachers say no, they are not going to accept any lesson notes electronically. It should be physically presented. Yeah. So this tells us that we are only teaching ICT just for the purposes of teaching and not it having impact in our life because of how the world is moving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I doubt we will ever impact the lives of these children for them to go the AI way in the next 5 to 10 years. I doubt. It's just for exams purposes.
That's very insightful. But I think you just summed up my fears. You just summed up my fears as to where are we positioning our people. But thank you very much. The number is 0302 216 541. 0302 216 541. We wake up in the morning, you live in Kaswa, put your kids in the car, they have to leave home very early because of the traffic. Sometimes some sleep all the way to school. When you pick them up, they have to be eating their dinner all the way back, come back home, do homework and more homework. I mean, we put so much pressure on our children. So much pressure on our children. Learn, repeat after me, learn, repeat after me. Only to finish school and realize Some small gadget is doing it 10 times over. But Stephen is on the line. Hello, Stephen. Stephen, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me too?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah, okay. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, Nana, I've been following through this thing, and there's one thing that I think we are missing.
Yeah.
And that is process. We are missing the process in everything. Mm-hmm. Now it's almost like we want to bypass process and have instant results. So, and that is what AI gives us. It gives us instant results without process. Mm-hmm. In any case, what is fed into AI is the intelligence that humans have learned and got. So if you go to medical school, for example, and you learn the rudiments of medicine, you can then code that knowledge into your AI, and then it will do for you. So the knowledge acquired will not be irrelevant if you go to school. It is how it is applied into the system. But my fear is the elimination of process. Now we don't even want to cook. We want that the food must just spring up from the farm and into our stomach, not even chewing. That is what technology would lead us into. And I'm an IT person. I teach AI. Okay. I teach technology deep. But I see the bypass of process and all these things, which is necessary for every human endeavor. When you are born, you have to go through a process of being a toddler, being a child, you grow up and all that. But somehow we are afraid of that process, or we don't want to go through that process. And so we want to just jettison from one state into another. That is what I see.
See, so will we be able to say, well, forget about AI, as well as we are going through process?
Pardon me?
You see, I give examples like during the industrial age, let's say we are both farmers. You have a tractor. You could do a bigger farm. I could still do a hoe and cutlass and still get my produce. Maybe not as much as yours, but still I'll survive. Information age.
Yeah, but
information age. Today there are people with no email, but they are surviving. But with AI, you will get to a point where nobody wants to come and queue to go to a bus conductor, to go to a ticket, when he can just hit a tap thing on his phone and hop on the bus and go. So if we don't join that race and say we are going to do process, how are we going to compete with the world?
Nana, you brought another thing, the elimination of the human social factor.
Yeah.
So it means that now we would have to interact with machines and technology without human beings. Yes. There's something that you learn from person to person that machine can't give you. So, for example, my father is in the village. I would always call and speak to him. He would demand sometimes that at least you want to see my face and have a personal interaction. Because as I'm speaking to you now, you don't even know the gestures. You only deduce my mood from the words I speak. But then actions will speak louder than those words. So if we eliminate the human factor from all these, it means that eventually we don't need each other. And we want something rather to do what we want to do. And it will get to a point where, excuse me to say, we will not have coitus between husband and wife. Because we want a child. No, I don't need you to do that one. I can go donate, have it, do whatever it is, and then I can get the child out. That is what AI will do for us. So if we are looking at eliminating, all we want is speed, fast, and a lot within a short time, we eventually will get that one and find out that we've lost humanity entirely.
Steven, as a country, what option do we have?
We have to find a balance. Because I was telling some people yesterday that we are having a meeting here now, and somehow we all decided to drive and come. We took the risks of what the vehicle will bring. But because we wanted to get there earlier, we used the vehicle. Otherwise, we would have walked. That's the alternative. If we worked, we would have built up our muscles, we would have different fresh airs around and everything. The system, our body would have benefited. But then we took a vehicle. Now here we are with this thing. What do? We have to strike a balance between the two. Not go hook, line, and sinker and just swallow everything. But where we think that AI will bring some form of intelligence for us, because in any case it's artificial, it's not real. Bring some form of intelligence that will be used to do something, we do that one. But we don't rely on it entirely. Because trust me, Nana, even at the end of AI, there's a human factor that now interprets whatever the AI has got. So AI is not everything. It's just a tool. And it depends on how you apply it. If we just decide to just apply everything.
Stephen, I'm a traditionalist. So I 100% share your concern that we'll get to a time where all our children will lose empathy. I share it. But all I'm saying is that I'm seeing the speed with which people are moving and the ease with which people want to bypass process. And because the world it's a global world, people may not choose our process and choose the shorter option, which then means that our children will leave school and say, oh, me, I have followed the process. I'm a receptionist. Receptionist to do what?
Yeah, no, that is
PR to PR.
Yes, I can understand.
Marketing to market what?
Yes, but there are so many things. You see, this world is a global world. We've made it a global world because of technology. But trust me, there are some people who have lived their lives in one town throughout and not going anywhere, even though they say it's a global world. How were they able to survive in one location in a global world? It means that whatever the person needed, the resources the person needed to survive throughout is within his domain. So if you go and pick somebody else's domain and it's applying to your situation here, when you will not be there, then I don't see the essence for it. I hope you understand, Nana.
No, you see that the funny thing is, I think I'm in the same school as you. You know, I'm in the same school as you. But now we're faced with the reality. Like I said, I've gone through an
reality
effort.
is whose reality? That's the point.
Okay.
Whose reality is it? Is it a reality that somebody is trying to bring to us, or the reality that we face ourselves?
Well, so at the end of the day, consumers have choices or options, and they will choose the easy way out. They won't choose the long way out because you decided that you wanted to stick to process. So ideally, your daughter was going to school today learning French,
and
your daughter was learning French.
100% sure that the kente cloth you have is an authentic one. It is not a Chinese-made one.
Correct.
It is the authentic kente. Why didn't you go for the print? The one they printed normal kente pattern by this cloth.
Okay, so if I extend your argument, it will come to a time where if we are not careful, the Chinese will bring a kente weaving machine so that instead of somebody sitting there and paddling it, it will paddle itself and produce 10 kente gloves a day instead of one in every 2 months.
No, that is even the production part. But it may not even use the yarn. The yarn that is producing the kente that you have. You may not even use that one. It will use a different synthetic material, which will still not be the kente. You see, so it will produce something for you, but it will not be the authentic one that will last. And at the end of it all, you come back into a vicious cycle. You want to come and start again. That's what the president said. This world, it's what do you call it? There's nothing really new under the sun.
There's nothing new under the sun. Stephen, thank you very much. I've loved engaging. I've loved engaging you. But yes, that is also my concern. That the world is moving to a stage where our children may not have empathy. They may not even come and visit us anymore. They send you an emoji and things like that. Are you okay? Thumbs up, fine. You know what I say? You know, those days where you buy a bit of bread and travel all the way to go and see. Let me get Ajiman Joseph. I think Ajiman Joseph is my last caller. Hello, my brother, Ajiman Joseph.
Good evening, and I thank God for keeping you.
Thank you.
And for me, the AI is important, but you cannot say that the world is going to that line, so we should all move there completely.
So how will your daughter get a job?
Yeah, Nana, it depends on where my daughter finds the job.
Exactly. So that's why I'm saying that because of AI, if you don't train your daughter well, so your daughter is in school today, maybe doing French. Your daughter is in school today, maybe learning how to do something. By the time your daughter finishes school, AI has taken their job over.
And Nana, in Ghana here, our biggest problem is connectivity.
Mm-hmm.
That's why sometimes when you are posting somebody, the person might not understand to go because what is happening over there is different. And you know what? When you go to the typical villages, internet connectivity is a problem. See,
exactly what Nana said. Yeah,
I have a certain network in Tema here, perfectly. Then when I go to my hometown, the network which is not working here perfectly works there seriously. So must I be changing my SIM card wherever I go? You understand?
Mm-hmm.
We were carrying some goods at the port, and electronically the gate should open for us to go when we truly done everything right and we have declared. Now the system is such that there's a problem. This gate cannot open. It took us more than 1 hour before it was rectified. Nana, AI is good, but we are not there yet.
Thank you very much, Achima and Joseph. Nana says, sorry, Nana, Africa is marking time. Please check if any of our rural schools in Ghana have computers, let alone electricity to write them. AI is far from them, Nana. I'm not saying AI was good or bad. That wasn't the argument today. All I'm saying is that because AI is taking jobs away from our children, our children studying subjects which, in spite of AI, they will still be relevant? So I wouldn't say AI should come or AI should go. No, but the courses your children are doing today, when they finish school, will they still be relevant? Let me say thank you to the international producers, Anita, Oliver, and the legendary Ziggy. Thank you so much for doing the production. Kofi Hayford will be here to play us some really soul-searching songs while we think as to how do we position our children so that AI does not take the opportunities from them. That's what we're talking about today. Thank you so much. I am Nana Ansah Kwao. And folks, I say until the lions have their own historians, tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. Monday, this time, we'll be back to do this all over again. Don't forget to tune in.